Hi, everyone. Um, Thank you so much for joining today's session. And we'll be getting started now, just so that you're aware the session will be recorded, so we can send it out afterwards as well. But today we've got Martech Club, and just in case if you weren't aware who Robin is, Robin Macmillan is a self-proclaimed nerd who was put on this earth to help organizations and individuals understand their marketing data, demystify martech, and make complicated things more accessible. And she will be leading today's talk. I'm Daniela, and I'm here representing the Oxford College of Marketing. If you weren't aware who we were, we offer things like qualifications in marketing, like CIM or DMI, or whatever you're kind of looking into, to support you guys through that journey as well. If you'd like any more information about the college, I'll be dropping a few things in the chat. Otherwise, it's always great to make these sessions as interactive as possible. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat or use the Q&A function, and me and Robin will do our best to get through your questions as she goes through her webinar. Otherwise, I'll pass things on to Robin now.
Thank you very much. And yes, as we've already said, apparently it is Blue Monday, but obviously because you're here, it's going to be much more fun kind of than that. So today is one of my favorite sessions when I talk about Martech, actually, and it's discussing practical ways to elevate your marketing with technology. By the end of this session, I want you to be inspired to actually look at how you can up your MarTech integration, how you can see how you imbue your systems and processes with more AI, and to also understand the connection with success within marketing and marketing technology overall now. As marketers, as you all know, we have a to-do list that goes on and on and on. And we are now expected to be in so many places, to provide so many different online kind of experiences for our communities, clients, and those that kind of interact with us. And without MarTech, without understanding AI and kind of just going with the changes within our sector, it will be harder and harder to stay relevant. It will be harder and harder to stay visible in the kind of digital worlds that we kind of exist in. As with all of my sessions, as Daniela said, please drop me any questions. I think one of our sessions with the ChatGPT one, we had about 30 questions to answer, which was quite an intense Q&A at the end. But if you have any questions after this, you can also join our MarTech Club as well. You can ask any questions directly to me and those that attend directly in that space. So as Daniela said, I am a marketing nerd, often lovingly called the data goblin, who likes to understand data and MarTech. I have a digital agency in Gothenburg that is split between London and Gothenburg in Sweden. And I'm a course tutor at Oxford College of Marketing for MarTech and AI. I also have certifications in all of the areas of AI, marketing, MarTech. And the biggest thing that is holding brands, businesses, marketers back is the lack of integration with marketing technology and the lack of understanding of how that can truly power and push things forward for you as a business, a brand, an organization. So this webinar is looking at how we harness that power of AI and MarTech to improve your marketing. And we're going to try and break down some of those complexities of both AI and marketing technology, but show you how they truly work together, the key things that you need to think about, and examples of how actually it works in the real world. Because none of what I tell you kind of exists until you truly implement it and see the impact it has for you and your marketing processes. Marketing does not exist as a vacuum anymore. It can't. It has to be connected to your sales. It has to be connected to your business goals. It has to be accessible to those within the organization so that you can streamline your funnel and your inbound processes to get more money into your business from your clients and your communities. Yeah. And again, I do want to inspire you on how you can up your use of MarTech, because I'm going to show you the impact it can directly have. If you had told a 1950s ad exec that one day computers would anticipate customer preferences faster than, I don't know, a well-trained psychic, they would have said it's science fiction. Yeah. But by the 1990s, marketers were already mining data to spot patterns in customer behavior, paving the way for the first wave of AI-driven campaigns. I don't know if you can remember back, but think about those early chatbots that greeted you with kind of boring, kind of stiff, one-size-fits-all greetings. Well, that's where it began. They were incredibly rudimentary by today's standards, but they did lay the groundwork of the hyper-personalized expectations and interactions that we see now and that we interact with as consumers. So that tipping point kind of happened in the 2010s, yeah? When deep learning and natural language processing turned chatbots, for example, into virtual assistants and made product recommendations feel almost spooky in their accuracy. In those few decades, AI went from a futuristic daydream to now a marketing must-have. And it is consistently redefining how brands connect with people, predict trends, and deliver customer experiences that feel, I don't know, magically tailor-made for everybody that interacts with you and for every individual that you want to move down that sales funnel, that pipeline to purchase, interact, or connect with you. So why would we not want to use it more? Why would we not want to enhance and harness our processes by taking advantage of the technology that in the 1950s would have been classed as science fiction? Yeah. But what underpins all of that? What do we need to have as businesses, as marketers, as sales individuals, as business owners? What do we need to have access to make MarTech and AI functional for us as users of these kind of tech, these platforms that we now have access to? And the lifeblood of all of this, what fuels MarTech and AI, is data. And data is crucial for us as marketers because it provides the insights needed to understand the customer behavior, preferences, and trends that we can then harness and sell to. Yeah. In today's kind of really dense, overwhelmingly saturated marketing landscape, data-driven decisions enable us as marketers to create those targeted campaigns. Because if we put ourselves back into the seat of a consumer, the kind of person we become when we leave the office or we close the laptop from our marketing or kind of business roles, we want to be seen, heard, and validated by brands. And the only way a brand can do that or a marketer can do that is by having access to the data that is collected through the marketing processes that can be then put into the MarTech kind of platforms that give you a way to move forward with better insight. Because by leveraging data analytics, marketers can measure the effectiveness of strategies in real time. We can optimize for better results and ultimately achieve a higher return on investment. It empowers marketers, it empowers us to make informed decisions so we can stay ahead and foster better, stronger connections with our customers. Are you more likely to respond to a piece of content, an ad, a sales kind of process that actually is given to you in a way that you consume information, or speaks to you in a way that makes you feel seen and heard? Of course you are. The one-size-fits-all processes, the sending an email out to a whole list, the ad that is so unkind of personalized, it just gets lost in the feeds that we now live in. So data is our fuel for these platforms. So when you kind of come off this webinar, there's a lot more to go through, of course, but at the end of this webinar, go and see what data you actually have access to. How are you collecting data? What is your consent processes within those kind of interactions? And what data could you utilize within marketing technology or MarTech that you can now use to get better insights to move forward? What do you actually have access to? Because data-driven marketing is marketing that refers to the process of using that data and analytics to guide strategic decisions. It's the way that we optimize campaigns now and we achieve better results. Marketing for a lot of time kind of relied on intuition, on guesswork, but now we can leverage data from all of those sources, such as customer interactions, social media, web analytics, sales performance as well, to gain that insight. And by basing decisions on concrete data, we can be more accurate, we can spend less, we can reserve our energy for the more important stuff. And using business terms, that's increasing efficiency, driving higher engagement, getting a better ROI. And realistically, what is better than that? And the slight difference could be understanding what marketing technology platform that you don't use yet that you need, understanding what marketing tech kind of process that you are lacking that could be integrated to get better efficiency, better insights. So as you can see, even though I'm very passionate about this, you can actually see that there is a true need for businesses to truly understand how marketing technology and AI can move their processes forward. We forget how social media has changed even over the past 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It is hyper competitive. Just being online isn't enough anymore. You have to be able to stand out. I'm going to tell you some data now, which may make you recoil at the kind of numbers that actually exist and the world that we are trying to be visible, actually, what they mean to us. So if you think about it, an average person, so this is somebody that may spend maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours on platforms that are classed as social. They see thousands of ads of marketing messages every single day. Now that person spends about 8 seconds, only 8 seconds, deciding whether to engage with a new piece of content. You have 8 seconds to connect. And I would actually say that that's quite high, realistically, at the moment. But on average, you have 8 seconds to connect. Global digital ad spend topped $600 billion in the past 2 years. So that's more and more brands than ever jostling for that tiny slice of attention within the online audiences. We then add to the fact that over half the world's population is now on social media, around 4.5 billion people. And you can suddenly see how easy it is for your message to get drowned out in all that noise. The brands that rise above the clutter are the ones that tailor their campaigns to specific audiences, deliver real value, and connect with customers on a truly personal level. Standing out online has now never been more crucial for building loyalty and driving sales, and doing it at scale with MarTech and AI is actually the only way to do it. You now have to understand where to be at the right time in the right way to get noticed by that one individual that you are trying to be seen by. It is no longer an option whether you want to move forward with marketing technology or not, because to be able to be that visible in so many different ways on so many different channels is only achievable by using the technology that we have now at hand. So in real kind of experience, let's look at a brand that we know. So let's look at Tesco. So they turned to data analytics because they wanted enhanced customer loyalty. So just as a very, very short kind of background into this, Tesco is one of the largest supermarket chains in the UK. But as with all sectors, they faced increasing competition and changing consumer behaviours. So to actually stay ahead, Tesco needed to better understand its customers' needs and preferences. Yeah, to understand and enhance customer loyalty, which would lead to an overall increased business performance. The challenge was that it had a vast customer base and diverse shopping behaviours. So they actually found it initially challenging to personalise its marketing efforts and effectively engage with all of those segmented kind of individuals within its one consumer base. And they needed a way to gather and analyse large volumes of customer data to make informed decisions and create targeted marketing campaigns. So they turned to data analytics by implementing a comprehensive data-driven strategy centered around its club card loyalty program. By leveraging advanced data analytics tools and techniques, Tesco then could collect and analyze data from millions of club card transactions. This gave deep insights into customer purchasing patterns, preferences, and trends. They obviously had to do the data collection, so they collect it from various touch points. Some of them were things like in-store purchases, online shopping, mobile app interactions, all through its Club Card loyalty program. They then use sophisticated data and analytics platforms to identify those patterns and trends so that they could segment its customer base into distinct groups based on preferences and choices of those individuals. What they could then do, because all of a sudden it isn't the whole one list, one message that was falling flat in so many areas. With the insights gained from that data analysis, Tesco developed personalized marketing campaigns tailored to each customer segment. This included targeted promotions, personalized product recommendations, and customized offers. Tesco also used data analytics to monitor customer feedback and sentiment, so kind of how they were feeling about these changes. By analyzing customer reviews, social media, all these kind of things, they could continually provide a solution that worked for those different segments. Somebody who is an elderly couple shopping on a Wednesday morning, they may want to know that the CAF as well has an offer for kind of retirees on a Wednesday. Yeah. But the single person who goes to the gym every day, likes to buy like their protein, their high protein kind of foods, they're going to want to know that chicken is on offer at Tesco at a different time, right? It no longer serves to be a one message for all kind of marketing process. So the results were really good actually from this. They saw increased customer loyalty. The personalized marketing efforts led to a significant increase in loyalty. So they saw a bigger return, more people coming back into the store, more people using their card. Customers appreciated that tailored offer and recommendations, resulting in higher satisfaction and repeat purchases. They saw a notable improvement in sales performance due to a targeted kind of approach. And they could also focus on high value customers and maximize that lifetime value. So if somebody was truly flaky within their segments, they actually probably weren't as important to get the right message across to. But those people who were they were there every week on their Tesco Club card, how do we keep those people coming back? Yeah, how do we keep Tesco as a valid choice for that individual? It also increased things like operational efficiency. Data analytics kind of supported them in creating things like better inventory management, because all of a sudden, by understanding customer demand patterns, Tesco could reduce stockouts and overstock situations, getting more money, leading to cost savings and improved efficiency. There was also a competitive advantage. So by embracing data-driven decision-making, they gained a competitive edge because they could not only keep their customer base, but also attract new segments into the store. This was a strategic shift towards utilizing and managing data analytics, and it actually transformed some of their marketing efforts and overall business performance. Because by harnessing the power of the data that they had, all of this gorgeous, wonderful data that they had access to, they could deliver these personalized messages. So this shows the importance of data-driven decision-making and achieving business success and staying ahead in this ever-changing market. Because there are other supermarkets that are now of choice. There are other supermarkets that may be cheaper, closer, have a more fun app, for example. But what Tesco did was make all of their segments, all of the different personalities and choices and preferences within their database feel seen and heard. Imagine trying to do that by hand, by exporting reports, by trying to understand where people are coming from, by having to sit and analyze all of that data. It is just not possible anymore. But to stay relevant, you need to truly understand what is actually going on within the processes and connections that people make with your brands moving forward. So I've kind of showed you that it's quite important. I've shown you a kind of real world example of the differences that this kind of can make and have an impact on your business. So what key tools should you go away and check to see if you already have? And are you actually connecting them? Are you driving a seamless kind of process of where your data comes in and what it gets used by within your marketing tech stack? So I'm going to go through the basic MarTech stack that you can kind of create and have a look at. And while I have specifically segmented all of the process into different things, you may find that your CRM is also part of your content management system, for example. So these are just the different types of processes that you need to have within your MarTech stack. And I'll give you an example of each type of tool, but you may have tools that do multiple things. Yeah. So make sure that you're checking the functionality of the platforms and the pieces of tech that you already have access to. So to start, we want to look at our CRM. So this could be Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever centralizes your customer data and interactions to help your teams track leads, automate follow-ups, and improve overall relationship management. Yeah. We then have our marketing automation platforms. So this could be Pardot, Marketo. And this is where we automate repetitive tasks, such as email campaigns, lead nurturing, those kind of things. And this is where we are enabling personalized outreach at scale. We then have our social media management tools. So Sprout Social, Hootsuite, those kind of things, Metricool. And this is where we schedule, publish, and monitor social content across multiple channels. You can also do things here like tracking your engagement metrics. And then we have search engine optimization suite. So this is SEMrush or Moz, and these provide keyword research, site audits, and competitor analysis to boost organic search rankings. Analytics platforms, so Google Analytics, of course, Adobe Analytics. And this is where we deliver insights on things like website traffic, user behavior, and conversion funnels to inform data-driven decisions. We then have our content management systems, our CMSs. So this could be things like WordPress or Drupal. And we're simplifying the creation, organization, and publication of digital content on websites and blogs. And then we have our email marketing services, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign. And this is where we're streamlining campaign creation, list segmentation, and personalized email delivery here. Then the last three that are becoming more and more important to have in your marketing tech stack are your customer data platforms. So this could be things like Segment. And this is where we unify and manage customer data from different sources to then feed back out into different platforms. And the reason these are becoming more and more important is because we want to enable consistent, up-to-date data that is the most purposeful to drive these targeted customer experiences that may start occurring within your social media processes, your email campaigns, and your ad kind of outreach. We then have personalization engines, things like Optimizely, where we can customize website content, product recommendations, and messagings for individual users in real time. And then we have project management software. So we can coordinate our tasks as marketers and team collaboration with people like sales and with clear deadlines, workflows, and progress tracking. Now, is there anything that was kind of out of the box there? Probably not. If you've been to any of my sessions before, there's definitely nothing out of the box there. But what I want you to have a think about is actually, am I using my marketing automation platform to get more out of my marketing, or is it just completing a task? Am I truly creating personalized email marketing services? Because is the data that I am putting into that the most up to date? Am I truly understanding how to segment my audience if I am not connected to a good analytics platform? Where is the disconnect currently happening within your tech processes? Because there will be somewhere. There will be somewhere that maybe data is getting stuck. Maybe you are not actually putting the right data into your CRM. Maybe the data you have about the individuals in your CRM is stagnant. It doesn't get updated by anything else. Because especially if you lead score within your customer relationship management system, are you bringing in all the interactions from social media, from other campaigns, from your website? Because actually those that you are scoring low as an individual that has low value, maybe they're just not being spoken to in the right way. Work more efficiently with what you have rather than having to work harder to pull people in to your world, because that is the whole purpose of marketing, right? We market to drive people to make an action. And if the people that we want to connect with aren't getting the right information or the right content to make them do the thing that we want them to do, then the marketing isn't quite right in that instance. And it may be that you just haven't looked at what they're actually doing on your website or what they're actually doing within your kind of online world. And everything needs to be centralized to get the most out of all of your marketing processes. So go and have a look what key tools that you're not really kind of using in the most wonderful way. Because marketing is incredibly data rich. The amount of data collected within an organization can vary wildly, depending on the size of the organization, the industry, the specific data collection practices in place. But if we look at global data growth, so in 2022, the total amount of data created, captured, and copied and consumed globally was 64.2 zettabytes of data. By the end of 2025, that number is projected to reach 181 zettabytes. That's huge. And this is all pieces of data on the way people interact with our marketing processes. And if we look at things like retail, retailers collect vast amounts of data from customer transactions, loyalty programs, and online behavior. For instance, if we look at Walmart, handles over 1 million customer transactions per hour, feeding databases all the time about those interactions. And when we consider things like, why are we not utilizing that data? Why are we not fueling our decisions on how to connect with our clients' communities with that data? It was estimated that at the end of 2024, businesses only use around 13 to 18% of the marketing data available to make decisions on their marketing. That's a very small amount. And why is that something that we're doing when we kind of consider the power that this data has? And don't get me wrong, not all of that data will be relevant to you all the time as an organization. As I always say, with the marketing processes that you choose, the technology, the kind of outcomes that you want to find, they have to be linked with the reason that you are marketing in the first place, or the goals of the organization as a whole. But we could be missing out on so much like information because of these kind of things within the data. And the first one is data overload. When you look at your MarTech systems, are you actually overwhelmed with the volume of data? And marketers may struggle to process and analyze large data sets effectively. There may be a lack of data integration. There could be stuck data, like I mentioned before. So some data in your CRM, some in the back of your website, some in your data analytics platforms. And when data is siloed in different locations, without proper integration, it's actually challenging to get a comprehensive view of customer behavior and kind of marketing overall. So the decisions that you start to make from siloed data may not actually be purposeful at all. You could have kind of inconsistent formats. So data from various sources may be in different formats, requiring different tools or different methods. There could be technology issues. So legacy systems, older systems that you may have may not support advanced data in analytics. You may not have the right tools. And without those, it's difficult to analyze kind of good amounts of data. There could be a skills gap. So there just could be a lack of expertise. You may not know where to find it and how to process it, and if it is actually useful. There could be data quality issues. So inaccurate data, poor data quality, including inaccuracies, duplicates, outdated information. So that harps to understanding how to look after your data and know what data to fuel into these platforms to make the most out of them. There could be privacy and compliance concerns, so regulations such as GDPR, CCPA. There are strict rules on data collection and usage. There's issues with ethical considerations about data privacy, and these can lead to cautious data usage. So we may be fearful of actually tapping into this wealth of knowledge. There could be a misunderstanding with strategic focus. So you may look at short-term goals and metrics rather than long-term data-driven strategies. There could be a misalignment between data capabilities and marketing strategies overall, and also resource constraints, right? So the time required to clean, process, and analyze data and understand data before trusting it in the systems, we may prioritize other tasks naturally. But when we kind of consider how much wealth of knowledge sits within the data that we can pull and access as marketers from the processes that we interact with, it's worth checking in again to see if we are holding ourselves back from these kind of issues. Do any of those kind of ring true with you? Is it something that you kind of go, yeah, I struggle with understanding how to integrate my data, what tech I should use to process it? Because in the last session, which you can catch up on YouTube, it was all about what tool to use for what and how to understand what tool works for what. So if you have one of these issues, you can go back and check, well, actually, I'm just missing a tool. That is the only thing that I'm missing within my MarTech stack to truly begin to get the benefits from these kind of processes. AI is something that is not going to go away. And I don't know how often I have to say that, but we need to understand how to embrace AI within our marketing technology and our processes. It is a key way that we can move forward quicker, more efficiently, and get better at what we do, at that connection that we expect to create with people within our marketing. And AI allows us to do this better because it has various advanced techniques that we cannot do as humans. We have to accept that there are things that AI can do better, faster, and smarter than us, but it is not going to ever replace expertise and our experience. Yeah, that's why we will always be relevant within these kind of processes. But AI helps our marketing technology platforms to be even better. So after this session, have a look at what technology platforms that you have access to within your marketing that are now AI powered or have an AI function, and begin to understand how they are improving your marketing efforts. MarTech used to be enough. Now it needs to be AI-powered marketing technologies to be able to do those wonderful processes and fulfill those glorious expectations that our clients, brands, individuals expect from us now. And one of the ways it truly helps MarTech is with data analysis and interpretation. It is much better at pattern recognition than we are. I mean, I like to say that I am a data nerd and I love to get buried into an Excel spreadsheet and try and like find those things that je ne sais quoi, that little thing that will move me forward. Why am I wasting that time now as a human and as an individual? Because AI algorithms, the AI powered processes that we have access to, can detect patterns and trends in large data sets that is difficult for us as humans to identify. So Google Analytics, IBM Watson, they process vast amounts of data to uncover hidden patterns. As soon as we can see those hidden patterns, we can see customer trends and purchase patterns, which helps us to refine the strategy to get those people to repeat those purchases or new people to make the same purchases again. It also does things like predictive analytics. So AI can use all of your historical data to predict your future and the outcomes that we expect, such as customer lifetime value, churn rates, sales forecasts. So platforms like Salesforce, Einstein, HubSpot, these predictive analytics features enable us to anticipate our customers' needs. We know what they want. We know what they're going to potentially move forward with, and we can adjust. We can be proactive. We can move quickly. Yeah, no more assumption in that. It also does things like customer segmentation wonderfully well. And the only way we can deliver those finely tuned types of content that really sing to the soul of the individuals that we want to connect with is by understanding what segment they actually sit in, what drives them, what do they need from us, what kind of content do they want to move forward with that purchase, that connection, that booking a call. And AI can analyze various data points to create highly granular customer segments based on behavior, preferences, and demographics. Things like Adobe Segment allow marketers to leverage this type of AI for detailed customer segmentation, because the more targeted, the more hyper-personalized we are, the better the outcome in your sales and marketing processes. Because we want to be seen and heard. We want to be understood. If you can, as marketers, can provide a way for your sales team to talk about a product in a way that customers are actually understanding it, your ROI will change. Your acceptance will change. Your conversion will change overall. And also it allows for things like dynamic segmentation. So this is where we can update customer segments as new data comes in, because people change, right? We can't just take a snapshot of that person and be like, oh, she'll always only ever buy silver Pandora charms. We can change. We can get a color analysis and all of a sudden realize that we're a gold girly and we've made a mistake. And our experiences need to change to accommodate that, right? The sales, the way I am connected to from a brand to move through their purchase journey needs to change. So we need to be able to change the segments quickly and dynamically. Somebody may find out they're pregnant and are now looking to shop as a family rather than two people. People may want a new car, but they've changed their kind of views on electric versus kind of petrol. And we need to be able to update that information we saw about these people to deliver the right message to them in the right time. We cannot assume that we know who these people are. We need to have that data to move through these processes. It gives us much better insights quickly. So AI can analyze customer interactions to provide insights into these preferences and behaviors. So Qualtrics or Mixpanel, for example, help us to understand user journeys and change those journeys. If somebody seems intense, they open the emails quickly, they click on all the links, that's going to be a much quicker route to purchase than somebody who may need more education, more testimonials. Imagine being able to change dynamically without you having to do it, the email campaign that goes out to those individuals. If somebody prefers video to long data form, long written form, you can adapt that. Well, the system will adapt that for you and change their route of information. Wonderful. And also automation. I cannot tell you the value of automation within these processes, because I'm telling you all these wonderful things that it can do. But if you still have to go in and manually change things and manually act, you're losing that momentum. And automation through the marketing technology that you have access to needs to be able to act quickly on those AI-powered insights for you. And things like chatbots and customer service are becoming more important within the marketing process, because what you can do then as a brand is support and access thousands of people without having to have thousands of people answering those messages. Yeah. So as you can see, AI is a help, not a hindrance to you elevating your marketing moving forward. And it is nothing to be fearful of. So where do you even begin to integrate more MarTech and AI into your processes? No fear. I got you a list. So the first thing that I want you to do is to define your objectives. What do you truly want to achieve? And then we can work backwards from that or move forward from that, however you want to look at it. Because if you want to improve your customer retention, for example, that's different data, different platforms, and different AI processes to whether you want to increase your sales. Yeah. So it's always important to understand what that goal is and to also set key performance indicators to that process. You then need to understand where your data is coming from to be able to achieve that. What do the platforms need that you have started with? We need to make sure that data is good, solid, foundational, up to date, because like I say, you put rubbish in, you get rubbish out. And we need to make sure that you've got the most up-to-date kind of stuff going into those tech, those AI processes to truly drive efficient insights that you can act upon. You then need to make sure you've got the right analysis going on so that we can do the customer segmentation and all that kind of stuff. And then we need to look at those insights, those generated kind of processes and changes that we want to do. We need to maybe test it. We need to measure and refine. And then we also need to upskill. AI is continually changing. Marketing technology is continually changing. We need to always stay ahead. And you will notice when things like that happen, because you will implement a marketing process that is better than your old one, that is more insightful than your old one, and it will change things significantly. But then things change. So then you need to put extra things into that, be more hyper-personalized. It's not stagnant. But what marketing technology allows you to do is to make those changes to those processes quickly and efficiently, rather than kind of having to rip it apart and rebuild from the ground up. So by following these kind of steps and using MarTech efficiently aligned with your goals, we can make informed decisions, optimize our strategies, and achieve better outcomes overall. But the key is to start with your clear objectives and always make sure you've got a feedback loop in, because you may implement it, it may do nothing, but just because you've implemented MarTech, you may feel a bit better, but actually it's not driving the change, the intensity, the movement that you actually want to move forward with, really. And we cannot now create the experiences, the expectations needed to be truly memorable moving forward without these key pieces of technology, because the key roles that AI and MarTech play in modern marketing are the key things that we now need to do to stay relevant. And that is data-driven insights and predictive analytics, because we can shift through these massive data sets and forecast these customer segments. We can now create personalized experiences and content creation, because we can now dynamically serve personalized messages, which is the expectation. And we can automate those workflows and processes of optimization. And by automating those repetitive tasks, we can be much more primed for the creative and the strategy side of things, because this doesn't replace that. This is the way that you move forward with those needs, expectations, strategy, ideas, goals of your organization. So when you come off this webinar and you've gone through your tech, you've gone through the data that you have access to, you've looked at your goals and what MarTech may be missing, do you have everything you need in your kind of marketing technology stack to be able to get actionable insights, to dynamically serve personalized messages? And does your tech stack, your MarTech support system, allow you to have more time to focus on strategy and creative work? Yeah. And as we kind of come to the end of the session, AI and MarTech are not buzzwords anymore. They are catalysts for driving efficiency, creativity, and meaningful engagement in your marketing efforts. And by embracing these tools, we can deliver streamline processes, make smarter data-driven decisions, and deliver good campaigns that actually convert, that actually resonate. So yeah, has anybody got any questions about what we kind of covered today while I just talk about the Martech Club? So the Martech Club is something that I wanted to create an extra space to ask questions, because when you go away and you kind of look at answering those questions that I've kind of posed to you today, you may have more questions for me. And it's run by Oxford College, and I sit in there, and it's a vibrant community where we all are able to kind of connect and support each other. It's a Slack channel, and I drop all of the slides in there, any AI information I see, any changes to legislation that we need to kind of look forward to. And it's fun. And it's a group of great people who are trying to navigate the waters of this all together. So I really hope that you will join us there. And now I think Danielle has got information about our wonderful courses.
Hi, hello everyone. So that was very interesting to see what Robin had planned for us in terms of useful tools and everything that's coming up with Martech this year. And it'll be interesting to see how it kind of all plays out with how quick everything changes in marketing.
Yes, as always.
So here at the college, in terms of how we help and support our students, we offer a multitude of qualifications. The most popular and the most relevant would be the CIM Accredited Award in Marketing. So AI marketing, sorry, bear with me, Monday. And what that covers essentially is touching on some of the concepts and theories that Robin has introduced us to today, just with deeper insight and a little bit more comprehensive in terms of knowledge. At the end of the qualification, you get a nice Chartered Institute of Marketing qualification that you get to post on your LinkedIn, as well as show them, like, pop onto your CV, and that can help you either move up within a certain role, or if you're looking to move across companies as well. That's always something that employers are kind of looking out for with an ever-changing market in terms of skill sets, as well as what you can do to top yourself up as you go through your career, if there's anything in particular that you would like to learn. We also do full-blown diplomas as well, for the level 6, as well as the level 4. We have the certificate. And if you're looking for something a little bit more entry level, there is always the foundation certificate that you can consider. But yeah, feel free to reach out through our book a one-to-one consultation link. That means that essentially you can book a chat with me or a member of my other team to talk through any questions that you may have. If you're just looking for general advice as well, we can always point you in the right direction of what might be best suited for you. So yeah, you can always go and have a look on our website as well, or you can join us on our upcoming virtual open evening, which is on the 25th of February. That's always a great opportunity to get to know a little bit more about us in general, all of the different levels, as well as, yeah, just having a nice little opportunity to catch up. But otherwise, thank you so much, Robin, for today.
No problem. And what I actually really like the Oxford College and Marketing do for the kind of marketing is the CIM Accredited Awards are short and snappy in really relevant areas of marketing. So it's a great way to stay relevant in kind of really changing kind of worlds at the moment, alongside those like longer courses which give you the full foundational knowledge, obviously for full marketing strategy. So I think it's been a really great inclusion of those kind of courses. And of course, that is my favorite one.
100%. And if you're always looking to kind of, so it takes typically around 3 months to complete one of the CIM accredited awards. But if you start the accredited award and you're like, oh, I really enjoy this and I'd like to scale up to a full diploma, you can always do that as well. So that's always an option that's available to our students. But yeah, the AI marketing module is a great place to start if this is if this is an interest to you. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to us via any of our links. And have a lovely rest of your working day, everyone.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for spending your time today.
And looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one.